Alright. I apologize for the delay. We're having issues with the lawnmower and my sister-in-law was trying to get it started, so I figured I'd try my hand at it since I do it so often. So basically, let me get my phone out. My WebSocket changed. I hate when that happens. It didn't change. What the fuck's wrong with it? So basically, we removed gas from my Forerunner. And the gas was bad. So I mixed it half and half into our lawnmower. And the lawnmower's not liking it very much. So we put a bottle of heat into each tank. And the lawnmower's still not having it. So I think it may have fouled a plug, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. We just didn't want to throw away the gas. You know, gas is very expensive right now, especially if you're just cutting grass. So we'll have to look into that going forward. What was I doing yesterday? He gives me an M4, he gives me an AK with 2,000 experience. This one gives me 2,000 experience and 200 reps. So you have to choose between the two. I think I'm gonna go with Handshake this time. I've been shitting on Handshake. I don't want to keep doing that. Been shitting all over Handshake, brother. I don't understand the optics system for the handguns. The Holosun really should go on that rail. But it is what it is, I guess. Oh my god, that's gross. I don't like that he like picks it up and then drop like it's. And it's in the center of the screen. I feel like it should be to the right, but that's just me. Because whenever I pick up my gun, where's gun? Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Whenever I pick up my gun, it's on the right. It's over my right eye. It's not dead center of my body. It's in line with my right eye. I don't like that at all. And it certainly doesn't do that stupid shit. Jesus Christ. That's bad. That's bad. I will never use that, brother. I will never use that. That is terrible. That is the worst gun I've ever shot. That's fucking Tarkov stupid. I just need to unlock the voodoo. I don't know how to unlock the voodoo. Let me look at my tasks. They don't say what they unlock or anything like that. I have a buzz going on, fellas. Survey the sawbill from a nearby bridge. Need you to check out the area of Fort Nerith. I saw I conquered. It spelled that. Echo, just south of Sawmill. That is at 143, 138. One 43. $138. And yep. It's right on this line. So do I go? Yeah, we're gonna go Hunter's Paradise.
Denied. All available birds are in flight. Negative. All birds
Fix
are
your
in
shit, bro. Nah, they did say something about fixing that today. So I don't know if it's in Discord or on Beignet. I'm considering purchasing the. I think I am gonna purchase the most advanced form of this game. I've been enjoying it enough. I think I'm willing to purchase it. Here we go. We're going to watch the community brief. Why isn't it? Where's my audio, brother? Apologize. And now there's an ad running. Oh, there it is.
Hello, Gray Zone Warfare fans. I'm Corey, better known as the Devil Dog, one of the community managers here at Mad Vineyard. I'm happy to bring you our first community briefing. In this briefing, we focus not only on the game, but also on the community, answering questions, highlighting achievements, and helping you better understand Gray Zone Warfare. Since day one, we have released 3 hot fixes, which covered everything from server crashes to GPU crashes, also adding the ability to wipe your character to change factions to play with your friends, and also solved the pesky no-head and container issues that plagued many of our users. Along with that, we are also working on our first patch with a long list of fixes. If you are having issues of any kind in Gray Zone Warfare, we have a large topic sheet that lists all the fixes the community has found, from everything from disconnects to performance increases. While we can't guarantee that these fixes will work for everyone, we have had many reports that these fixes have either solved or improved the gameplay for them. This is only a temporary solution, as we are working hard on optimization and server fixes to get everyone running and enjoying Gray Zone Warfare. We at Madfinger are committed to getting everyone in GZW and having all players have an enjoyable experience. If you've been logging hours in GZW, you might have heard this a few times.
Negative. All birds are in the air.
There.
We are aware of the issue and working on solutions. This is an unintended side effect of the amount of
So if you remember, I was talking about this yesterday and solutions to remediate it.
solo players, which are more than we expected. But as a community, we can make everyone's trip a little easier in the meantime. When at the FOB, communicate to your fellow faction members where you are going. Many will likely be traveling to the same POI. This will decrease solo choppers and also give you some backup. When leaving a POI, talk to your other faction members and let them know you're returning to the FOB. Many would likely join you in this trip, and if it's a full chopper, it's 3 less people calling for a bird for pickup. While these aren't ideal solutions, sometimes working as a team can breed better results. We have been seeing your reports about the aimbot AI, and the developers are looking into it and possible solutions. But I would like to offer some tips on how to navigate AI that are more skilled, like those in Banpa. When an AI begins to engage you, don't stand and fight. Try to break its line of sight.
I didn't have any issues in Banpa.
Foliage to hide. The AI likely saw that as your last movement and will engage the bush knowing you are still behind it. This also goes for running quickly around a corner to break line of sight and stopping to heal. The AI assumes you are still behind that building and will begin to suppress it, likely leading to a death. Instead, break line of sight and continue to put more cover and concealment between you and the engaging AI. The AI will eventually move to your last position that you were spotted by them, so be aware as they will attempt to reacquire you. This will allow you to reposition and engage the AI while their focus is on your previous location. Also note that if you stay in one position for too long, you can become surrounded, so shoot and move. Ammo selection in GZW is crucial, and I wanted to take the time to explain the ballistic mechanics along with giving recommendations on which ammo you should use until unlocking more. We are aware of the lack of performance on 9mm and shotgun rounds, and we're working hard to get them up to standard.
9mm
The
is
AI
so
and players
bad,
all
dude.
work on a vital organ and blood system, and each bullet, when penetrating the body,
9mm isn't that hard to control.
leaves a temporary cavity that can spread damage outside of the initial bullet path. Repeated shots to a limb of an AI or player will not increase blood loss, as an artery can only really be severed once.
See,
Shots
that's
focused on
fucked
vital
up.
areas will either result in a coma on players or instant death. For 5.56 weapons,
They should, like, if you're shooting them in the leg like that, they should at least fall down or something. You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't,
running hollow
it doesn't make any sense that they just stand there and kind of, like, eventually they don't have a bone in that leg.
point boat tail ammo when running the first town, as there are less armored AI to attend to, and then moving to M193 when moving to other POIs, as it's a good balance of pen and damage. After leveling up Gunny, M855 and M855A1 will be your go-to ammo when encountering AI and players. For 5.45 weapons, PS ammo is the go-to when unlocking Turncoat and using AK-74s. Once you unlock Turncoat rank 2, BT ammo will be suitable for players and AI. After maxing Turncoat, BP and BS ammo will be more than suitable for general AK-74 use. For 7.62x39 weapons, please at the start use SP ammo. The US ammo has an incorrect description, and US ammo is actually a subsonic round. SP ammo is good enough to use until unlocking PS ammo, which is better all around for player and AI situations. After unlocking more rank, you will get access to BP ammo, and this is perfect for all situations. For 7.62x51, the M80 will be sufficient for AI engagements and some precise player shots. After unlocking M80A1, it should be standard use due to its unarmored and armor pen it can carry. Once you unlock M61, that will be more than enough to take on players and AI. For 7.62x54R, you will only have access to LPS at the start, which will handle AI with ease and even take on players with well-placed shots. After Artisan rank 2, you will get access to 7N1, which will increase lethality against players. When you unlock Artisan rank 3, you will get access to 7N13, the AP round of the series. This will become your go-to not only against AI, but armored players as well. We
Wow.
currently do not have any details to share or ETAs on any updates, but the developers are dedicated to getting everything in GZW to an enjoyable state, at which point we can start adding quality of life additions and more to the game. As community managers, it is not only our responsibility to be active in the community, it is also our job to report on what the community is talking about, whether it be good or bad, issues or suggestions. We painstakingly read every post and thread on all socials and make a very detailed report with many of your comments and suggestions and share it with the developers. I can promise your voices and concerns are not going unheard. We would also like to introduce a new area in our Discord called GZW Community Briefing. This is a place where you can ask questions or post content with a chance to have your questions answered in the community briefing or having your content featured. This game and community is fueled by you, and we want to include you as much as possible. This concludes this community briefing, and we thank you for your support of Gray Zone Warfare.
That's a good little video about Devil Dog. Excuse me. Let me take my watch off. I don't want to. Carpal tunnel. I say that every time. My grandfather had carpal tunnel and trigger. Well, he had trigger finger, but it's similar in terms of its physiognomy. Physiognomy? I don't fucking know what word I'm looking for. I need to go to Sawmill.
Hey, you listen here, you fuck nugget.
Hey man, can you not swear, please?
Raven, wheels up for base camp.
And you're
Bro,
rubber banding all
my
those
mommy's
things.
watching my stream.
Get that circuit down, get circuit down.
Listen here, you fuck nugget.
Reporting. I'm on my way. ETA 30 seconds.
Are you a nugget? Your mother.
Your mother's a fucking nugget.
Dude, come on, bro.
What does that even mean?
You ever taste your own bubblegum?
You ever... What does that mean?
Get sucked from the back.
You ever fucked your friend's mom?
All the time.
Never fuck your
This
friend's
oxy
dad.
guy.
Maybe.
I ain't never said no gay shit in my life.
This.
Raven, come down and ready to load.
You ever fucked your friend's dad? What the fuck? I ain't never heard no gay shit like that. Oh man. Still having trouble out of this shoulder, man. I just can't seem to stretch this one spot underneath my collarbone well enough. Like right fucking here. Right. Yeah, right in there. Just can't seem to stretch it well enough. Like midline, like right over. I honestly have a buzz tonight, like not a normal thing for me, and I might be a little out of pocket. I might be a little out of pocket tonight, fellas. Thing's not working again. My brother gave me a different vape and like very hit or miss on whether or not it wants to fucking work. This is gonna be quite the long trek. Gotta go 2,800 meters on foot. The hell is this wall for? That's rock? Stop it. Oof, that would be a one hell of a fall. Hopefully it gets more reasonable and I don't have to fucking roll down the goddamn thing. It is getting worse. Ah, God damn it. Da, 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 da. No muzzle device. We sold all those. Vendors, gunny. SFP. SF3P. And the RC1. We'll take that. A backpack. Brad, get 2 of those, 1 of these. And then I need bullets from Gunny. And I need ammo from Gunny. Or, sorry, Max. There. There. Need ears as well. We are TTG, boys. We're gonna go. We're gonna go here.
Negative. All birds are currently dispatched. Negative. All birds are in the air.
There's only 3 in the air.
Negative. All birds are currently dispatched. Negative. All birds are in the air. Denied. All available birds are in flight. All birds are currently dispatched. All birds are in the air. All birds are currently dispatched. All birds are in the air.
Anyone going to Falong Airfield? At least tell us the location of the choppers and like number them. Like this is chopper 1, 2, 3, or 4, and chopper 1 is going to this LZ, right? Like you just put it right here. C1. That would be sick. That way you don't have to communicate with people as often. I mean, obviously communication is good, but like, hello, brother. I apologize. I was shooting at the fella in the helicopter.
No worries.
You've got us stabbed in an unarmored position, brother. Oh my god, you. Oh man.
Request denied. All
Request
available birds are in
denied.
flight.
Why does the name on? Why does the name only pop up sometimes? Crypto Kid and Crypto Kills. Gotcha. Hello, friends.
Hello.
Yo. Where y'all going? This guy's wearing the fucking goggles and everything.
Negative. All birds are currently dispatched. Request denied. All available birds are in flight.
Negative. All birds are currently dispatched.
Negative. All birds are in the air.
Story of my life. Dang, brother.
Request denied. All available birds are in flight. All birds are in the air. denied. All available birds are in flight. Negative. All birds are currently dispatched. Negative. All birds are in the air. Negative. All birds are currently dispatched. Exfil confirmed. Raven en route to base camp. This is Raven arriving shortly near your position. ETA 30 seconds. Raven here. Ready to head out. Straight ahead. We're heading out.
I'm enjoying this game more than I thought I would, and I'm glad for it. It's always good for a game to exceed your expectations rather than, you know, not even meeting them. For $35, this game is premium. For $100, I might have felt a little bit slighted, but considering it's still in early access, they've only been in development for a few years, it's a tremendous game for what they've done in the past few years. Absolutely. There's no fucking arguing that point. You can argue, oh, there's this problem, but at the same time, it's just been a couple of years. This is within, a month of the release. It's a tremendous game for what they've done in the past couple of years. And anybody that argues that's just fucking retarded. And not the good kind. Don't at me, but my mustache just got stuck in the hand tab. It hurt a little bit. Sister, it is dark. All right, let's see. One of the positives compared to a pre-filled unfillable vape compared to a refillable vape, I don't think I've ever had an unfillable vape pre-filled that doesn't, or that spits back liquid into my mouth. But every single refillable vape that I have ever owned has always spat some sort of liquid into my mouth, and it's gross. I don't like it. It's very off-putting. My frames seem to be a bit more stable today. My render latency isn't, but that's fine. I mean, it's definitely not fine, but it's fine for now, considering we're just playing AI. We're just killing AI. But that render latency jumping like that while you're walking and engaging enemies, especially if they're not AI, if they're players, it's a death sentence. Anything under 20 is fairly good. All right. We're gonna go up to the head of the helipad, or the landing strip, sorry, and see if there's a landing zone there, LZ there, for the future. So we'll cut across here and then go to the left there. How is she still cutting grass? It's fucking dark out, bud. Looking out my window, it is fucking dark. I kind of wish these walls were on the maps, but they're not. Fuck you. Pussy. Pussy. I'm coughing at the AI. Don't. Please leave me alone. Tell me, baby, what's your story? Where'd you come from and where you wanna go this time on? Tell me, lover, are you lonely? Ooh, that's a good place. Red Hot Chili Peppers. think I was singing Other Side, right? Silver screen partition. If you want these kind of dreams, it's Californication. Anthony Kiedis has such a difficult voice to recreate. Edge of the world and all the Western civilization. Sun may rise in the east, at least it's settled in a final location. It's understood that Hollywood sells Californication. I want to talk about this song because it's so relevant in this day and age. Ugh. I didn't misspell it, you did. Genius work. Pay your surgeon very well to break the spell of aging. Celebrity skin, is this your chin or is that your war you're waging? Firstborn unicorn, hard cough, swab born. Dream of Californication. Space may be the final frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement. In Cobain can you hear the spears singing songs off station to station. And all the Rons not far away, it's Californication. Born and raised by those who praise control the population. Well, everybody's been there, and I don't mean on vacation. Destruction leads to a very rough road, but it also breeds creation. And earthquakes are to a girl's guitar. They're just another good vibration. And tidal waves couldn't save the world from Californication. Then it's that. Again, that's a refrain. It's such a good song. It means a lot. And there are a few things in it that are just far ahead of their time. Like, they're basically conspiracy theories. Alright, guys. I gotta go use the restroom. I'll be right back. Alright, boys. 700 meters out. There will be my very own constellation. An eye on information. This may be the final frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement. Oh, man, can you hear the spears singing songs off station to station? Dude has terrible cardio. If this song didn't sound so good and Anthony Kiedis wasn't so good at disguising words, I don't think it would have been as popular as it was. I think it was so popular because it sounds so great, but at the same time, with the things that he said in it, I don't think it would have been as popular if everyone had known what is said. Hold on, it's up here. It's true, right? Survey the sawmill from a nearby ridge. Do I need to do anything else while I'm out? Rhyme doesn't pay. Eliminate the rebel leader. Mani Sabong. I want to do these, but like at the same time, I don't want to take the chance of it not giving me anything in return. Like I didn't even receive trader stuff.
Roger, Raven is in the air and heading to Echo 2.
There's nobody here, not even deceased. there's a dead. There is the dead. Haven't respawned yet or anything. This eclipsing of the optic is something that I saw even in like reviews on YouTube. I do wish that you could use the irons on it, but unfortunately you cannot. In this game, at least, you can in Tarkov, but you can't in Gray Zone yet. Anyways. How the fuck am I low on hydration and energy? All I did was take a chopper ride. Where's he going?
Raven reporting. I'm on my way. ETA, 1 minute.
I think that's Echo 1.
This is Raven arriving shortly near your position. ETA, 30 seconds. Landing, get in, go!
Landing, get in, go!
Get ready, we're moving out.
Be right back, boys. So I live really close to a drag strip. Like a half mile maybe through the woods. Bird's eye view. So on Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, we can hear them run. Sometimes they get a jet car out there and it shakes the fucking house whenever it runs. They run it a couple of times a year at the drag strip. The dogs hate it. I love it, dude. I also live fairly close to a please don't triangulate my location. To a private airstrip. Well, actually it's a it is a county airstrip, but it's a very very small airstrip. A lot of the traffic into it is from private clients, people who own their own airplanes, crop dusters, stuff like that. Just very small airplanes. Now I go back to the exact same place that I just left.
Raven on station and ready to pick you up. Ready up, we're taking off.
Ugh. Where am I going? Ugh. I don't know why, but I really like that song, Porcelain. It's like peaceful and calming. It's so good. Drink this twice. Surely I can cross here. I just hurt my fucking legs. Alright, where's this guy at though? It's not a friendly. Probably just not somebody on the same squad as me. Same faction as me. Alright, when a tree falls, right? When a tree falls. 138, 143. Oh, he's far on the edge, brother. He's over here. Did I already check in here? Yeah. Oop, I missed the ad. Sorry, chat. Not being able to scale up some of these walls is kind of annoying. Honestly. So we've got 2 quests completed. Retrieve the priceless golf club. I already did that though. They got the coordinates wrong on that one.
Raven dispatched. Moving to Echo 2. arriving shortly near your position. ETA, 1 minute. Raven here. I'm moving out. ETA, 30 seconds. I'm here. Move it. Go!
All right. We're going to Banpa. See if we can kill the AI boss. I finished Black Sails the other day. It was a pretty good show. I really enjoyed it. Oh. Oh. I don't have any more nades. He's over in this house though, pretty sure. And yay. It shows him dead next to a pile of fish. I think that's this house. Yep. Oh, right here. Where is that? I think. Nope. He's here.
gone down some weird rabbit holes lately. One of them
Pair of pizza with your favorite sides for $6.99 each. Papa John's.
gone down some weird rabbit holes lately. One of them being battle rifles, the other one being body armor. I have often been asked, should I get body armor first? Should I get a chest rig first? And this is a question coming from the guys that I think have bitten off the gun guy pill. You know guns are cool, and then you start thinking more like, hey, maybe I might need more kit to go along with this rifle or AR-15 or AK platform. And I think there's a lot of use case for body armor. I think there's a lot of use case for chest rigs and or supporting line gear.
May soon be harder to buy body armor. Democratic senator wants to pass a law banning advanced gear from civilians.
Body armor, a common uniform at far-right rallies in Arizona and across the country.
If you ever catch the eye of a female cop, hope you wore your bulletproof vest.
I kind of wanted to talk about the concept and some things that
He's not wrong. They really like to shoot people.
You should have body armor, or no, you don't need body armor. I think there's a lot to it and a lot to unpack. So it's really a thinking man's game, and it's kind of a yes and no answer, and it's kind of ambiguous. So let's dive on in. Welcome back to Administrative Results. Ooh. Did I just catch you on the toilet drinking a coffee, eating your beer, maybe you're time thefting from your boss? Did you not leave a comment yet? Hey, buddy, that comment helps out with the algorithm. It's a sacrifice to the algorithm gods because out a bunch, and they want to help out with keeping your brass piles stocked up. So thank you to both companies. Now, another thing is I do have some qualifications when it comes to talking about the use of body armor. I was a prior beat cop for 2 years straight. Sir, get down! Sir, get down! And for those 2 years, I would wear some level of body armor for 40 plus hours a week. Most of the time, anything I was doing to a law enforcement capacity, I was wearing body armor. There is some authority. It's definitely not like I spent 20 years in the global war on terror kicking in mud huts. It's like that's, oh, hey, I'm not that guy now. Let him go right now or I'll blast you to kingdom come. I'm just, I'm kind of retarded. Never go full retard. That being said, I'm also not trying to say, hey, civilians shouldn't have body armor. I think that is furthest thing from what I'm trying to say in this. I'm trying to bring some arguments both for and against the idea of where body armor comes into play. Because I think a lot of times we get wrapped up in the kit and we think the kit, the guns, and all that stuff is all you need. You are the survivor heading out.
Training is very important. I'm not paying for training though.
We kind of wanted to boil it down a little bit and talk about that stuff.
I'll watch YouTube.
Like I said, is a thinking man's game. I think Americans
Stop it.
should have access to pretty much whatever they can afford to get their hands on to.
I'm completely and mentally stable.
We have the Second Amendment. While it is infringed upon, it says in there, shall not be infringed.
Why is such gear readily available, and should it be more strictly regulated?
Spoiler,
Yeah.
the government does its thing. And the government will often try and ban body armor.
You wouldn't be in trouble if you just give those up to us?
So clearly, it has an effective use. Plenty of instances where, even in the law enforcement, military, or civilian sector, where body armor was used, and it was effective at stopping rounds. So there's a reason why politicians are trying to ban it. I think it is an essential part of fighting kit, but there are still arguments for when times call and you don't need body armor. Now, answering those times when you don't need body armor,
woods.
well, typically in the military to law enforcement capacity, for the most part, I think 90% of the time, those guys are going to have body armor, whether it's their plates on top of soft armor, on top of their Kevlar helmet. For what they do, it makes a lot of sense for them to have body armor. When we look at the armed citizen, what is causing the armed citizen to don all this plates, ballistic helmet, and go and fight in a cause? Well, it would be some pretty extreme level collapse of society. Or it would be like a civil war. We just had a video on it, we're talking, and that'd be like the worst case. I'm not advocating for that whatsoever. I think that'd be terrible. And then we also have the highly unlikely but Red Dawn scenario, where an invading force has come to the USA. Also, spoiler, that's where they would meet their end because, I don't know if you've seen like the map of like all the different gun owners in the US, it's kind of accurate. Here in Arizona, it's like machine gun owners and cartels. So it would be a really bad time for an invading force. You also have the West Virginia Appalachia stand, also a bad idea. It's a very extreme use.
Yep.
Now, I still absolutely think you should have that stuff because preparing for the worst means that everything below it you're also prepared for. So I do like that idea. Now, in my head, I think the most practical application for body armor would be some sort of concealable soft armor and heading out into the world with a handgun. Because if there was some sort of supply chain disruption, which I think is very realistic. If we looked at what happened during COVID when everyone was stocking hand sanitizer and freaking out over toilet paper, if you just ramp up the notches a few degrees when all the stores sell out, and then the normal folks that don't ever really think about this stuff, right? Because if you're here watching this, first off, thank you. Second off, it's a very extreme rabbit hole to go down to. Most guys, you know, the normal dudes, like, I like sports ball, which sports are great, and I like playing golf, and that's all I think about during my 9 to 5. And it's a big rabbit hole. And I think if a supply chain disruption happened, going out in the world in full kit doesn't make a lot of sense, because it's like you're not going out looking for a fight. You're just like, hey, I'm looking for supplies, gas, water, food, right? Maybe go doing some business trades. You're trading eggs for milk or something like that. And a low vis setup where you're just rocking, you know, some sort of slick, maybe plate carrier or soft armor with your handgun. Maybe you have a backup rifle somewhere. To me, that's like the most plausible, because for you to really don kit, it means things are going not just bad, but like really, really bad. And in the sense of like, if you're like, well, what about a home invasion? I recently had a burglary alarm, and I plan to talk about my shotgun video because I used my Benelli M4 to like quickly clear my house, which I even think was tactically the wrong move for me. And it was going off, and I was like, oh, I like to sleep buck naked. And so I get up, grab my shotgun, I go check out. All the doors are fine. I think it was just an error in the system. But guess what I didn't have? I did not don body armor to go do that. If anything, my plan, if there's a home invasion, or if there's someone breaking into my house, I'm just gonna fortify with my loved one inside of my room.
I'm not wearing flip-flops.
And I'm gonna call the cops that show up with body armor and rifles and make them clear the house, because nothing out there to me is worth risking my life for. Now, if they're trying to break into my room where my family is, then it's like, hey, I'm going to repaint the walls with your blood. But as far as going out into the unknown when I'm already sleepy and tired, I wouldn't do that on top of donning body armor. Now, to be fair, play devil's advocate, if I'm already barricading myself in the room, technically I could have some time to don body armor and throw that on. You know, you lock the door, you have a few seconds, you could throw it on. So you can see what I mean by it's really a rabbit hole where you're like, well, what about this? What about that? I think historically speaking, why so many citizens get wrapped up in the idea of like that body armor kit is that we look at the global war on terror. And so we had a lot of these veterans go off the global war on terror. And what they did is they were wearing, you know, if they're, say they're high-speed cool guys or even general infantry, to some degree, they would wear body armor and they'd have their Kevlar helmet. From there, they could mount all their nods, their kit. It looks all high speed. It definitely looks freaking sick. It looks cool. And then those guys come back and they're a big part of influencing both the law enforcement and then the civilian world of, hey, this is what we did. This is why we wore it. These were the tactics we used. This was the type of CQB we did. This was the type of long range we did. This is what we did in Afghanistan. This is what we did in Iraq. This is what we did in Syria. There is this big pool of veteran knowledge that trickles down through all the levels. And
I don't think this guy will spawn with me here.
then I think a lot of guys see that high-speed cool guy kit and they instantly gravitate towards that, which makes a lot of sense because it looks freaking cool. We got like the ballistic helmet, we have the plate carrier, and then we have the battle belt. Those are the big three items that most guys gravitate towards getting. Well, I think that's great. It's really not designed for, jeez, dude, this fly's messing me up. It's really not designed, while that's great, it's really not designed for carrying a lot of stuff because those high-speed cool guys, a lot of the times they were either working off vehicles so they could carry all that heavy stuff, and then they also were either getting dropped off by a helicopter, doing a quick mission, and then getting back on that helicopter and off, and then buzzing off back to their base, right? So they weren't expected to live in that equipment for a long duration on time unless they were, right? Maybe they're general infantry working out like a patrol base or a fob somewhere, and they're expected to go on patrols, and they wear their body armor, but either way, they weren't really like occupying like a trench like we see in Ukraine, where those guys have not just body armor, but they're stacking on way more stuff because now they're worried about drones, they're worried about artillery. They're not necessarily as worried about what we saw on the global war on terror with like IEDs, explosive devices, or suicide bombers, so there's a little bit different of a case. Now, when it comes to the civilian side of things, I think body armor offers guys a bigger confidence boost I know words. I have the best words. If you're telling me that a plate can stop, anything up to a black tip 30-06, you're gonna feel pretty good about that. You're gonna feel good about it until it's time to really move. Now, a big thing about body armor, as someone who's worn a lot of plates, as someone who's worn the soft armor, I will always say that a chest rig to me, whether it's a chest rig plus belt line kit or a chest rig itself, is always way comfier all around the board than body armor. I have tried to do a ruck with body armor on, and it was actually a super easy ruck because we were literally on the road and I was still wearing plates, and that was very uncomfortable. So if you're going over very rugged and uneven terrain, that would be pretty gnarly. So I've talked to some high-speed cool guys even, and when they were talking about body armor, if they had to do a movement on foot, they would typically pack the plates up in their kit or in their rucks, and then they would make their movement, and once they got within sight of a certain distance to the objective, then they'd throw the plates on. So I think that could be an option, right? Because I know there's often the talk of, hey, real life is not a Call of Duty mission, where it's like, oh, okay, the world's ending, I'm gonna take my plate carrier with my 11.5 on this mission. Real life is much more brutal than the loading screen of Call of Duty, and you don't get to choose what sort of threats you're gonna encounter. I do love the chest rig or the kit that doesn't revolve around body armor. Now, I also love the idea of you can take other kit and stack it on top of body armor. I've been playing a lot with taking slick plate carriers, either it's the 3A Plus, I think it's 3A Plus, it's rated for 7.62 by 51, or just level 4 plate carriers. You could throw on some beltline kit over it. Now,
It's
granted,
3+. It's level. It's rated for 3.
I did on the second
760 by 39.
video, and that gun already is a beefy mama. I was running with some plates. I had some other gear on me.
I don't think any 3As are rated for rifle rounds.
EAR mags. Let me tell you, dude.
I don't really know though. You would know better than me.
You're running in a dream when you're really slow. That's what it felt like. So it's a lot of weight to wear. Now, that could be okay, right? Because ideally, if you're working with other guys, you have cover. If you're moving without guys covering you, you're gonna die. So that's also another thing. Now, when it comes to the law enforcement world, armor is kind of a no-brainer, right? If you have a homicide suspect who killed a bunch of people, now he's barricaded inside of a house, you have to go in there, because I was just talking to Colton about, like, people thinking the police are too militarized. If that was the military would be like, all right, we're dropping a bomb on it, but they can't. Law enforcement can't do that. There's a really rare case where law enforcement can do that. I think they did it in Dallas with that active shooter. I could have swore they attached C4 to a bomb robot and sent it in. But if you're on a SWAT team, you have to go get high-risk individuals. Wearing body armor is a no-brainer, but you're not living in that body armor 24/7 like you probably would be in a catastrophic SHTF scenario. Welcome back to the Jocko Podcast.
I work out.
Now, if I was out here in the big open desert of Arizona,
God damn it.
right now I think it's like high 80s, low 90s today. It's starting to get a little hotter. It still cools off at night. But if I had to make a long movement out here, like I'm looking for the spring of life. I don't know why I'm not at home protecting my family if it's the apocalypse. But I would say, hey, I would rather have not body armor on. I would rather, if I had to bring it with me, maybe pack into my ruck and make a movement, and then we get close, take that slick plate carrier, put it on, put my belt line kit over it, or my chest rig over it. All right, cool if you got protection, because moving with it on is definitely not fun, especially for a long duration. It really does constrict your movement. And to play devil's advocate, a lot of those plates aren't that heavy, except when you start loading up all that gear onto you and how it sits on your body, it does start to get uncomfortable. You'll feel it in your back, you'll feel it in your shoulders. It is just added weight. Now, some guys will opt to get very cheap body armor and say they're getting steel plates, say they're getting heavy ceramic plates. Hey, cool, I don't know your budgetary constraints. I know a lot of times in the gun world, it's like, hey, buy once, cry once. But if you want to go that route, you're a grown-ass adult. The downside is that those plates are very heavy. Now, if you get the more expensive stuff, they're gonna be a lot lighter, so not gonna be as bad. The reason I bring this up is because a lot of what comes into this as well is physicality. Your physical fitness level, it's really not talked about enough in the gun world, where your physical fitness is very, 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 very important. And I'm saying that as someone, I work out a lot, usually I work out every day.
shit. Don't have any bandages. Oh, that's Blair. Where'd this other guy go? What is this for? On Pa fishing hut. That doesn't tell me fucking much at all. Not in here. Let me just stretch real quick. I'll be back. It's hurting. But I'm gonna stretch my neck out. I wish this boss would spawn so I can kill him and leave. Unfortunately, I believe most of the AI was dead when I got here. Which sucks. Boss spawn seems to be constant at the stilted house. That's him. So how long does it take for the boss to respawn? Wonder. Hello, brother.
Clear most of this place out?
No, they were all dead when I got here. I've been here for about 15 minutes.
I killed 2 on the entrance. Oh, there you are. I killed 2 on the entrance. I'm looking for the eerie statue and shit like that, so...
I'm just here to kill the boss that's here, but he's dead right outside.
Yeah, you're in the right spot, so... Good luck with that. I know people murk them a lot, but like I said, when I first came in from the north, there were ads over there, I think 2 or 3.
Sounds good. Thank you, brother.
Yep, same to you. And those shots are at us.
someone here. Wish you could hop through this fucking window, but you cannot. Alright. I'll give it another 10 minutes, and if he's not here, I think I'm gonna end the stream early just because I got a headache.
And I still am not to the shape that I want to be at. I want to be a cardio stud. Spoiler, I'm like, you know what, I should do cardio today. I find myself at the weight racks hitting the weights. Now, even if you are a meat stud and you're working out all the time, those plates will still take a toll on you. And they're going to mess with your stamina. They're going to bring it down a little bit because on top of the plates, you have all your other supporting kit. I know I've talked about some military stuff, talked about some law enforcement stuff, but the main essence of this is for the concerned citizen, the well-armed, well-prepared individual who notices, hey, I truly am my own protection. No one else is coming to save me. It is up to you, because that is the case. You can't stress that enough. If things get really bad, you know what the cops are going to do? They're going to go home and look after their families. If the military is coming in, the chances are they're coming in and they're going to institute martial law, right? Your movement, all this stuff is going to get restricted. And if they do come in, chances are they're coming in to worry about other problems, maybe mass rioting, mass looting, and if there's other crime happening around you,
Hello, brother.
Alright.
cops aren't there to help out, because if they haven't gone home to look after the family yet, then they're probably helping out with that situation too. If everything is really, really bad and this is truly the apocalypse, it just gets stressed that much more. Now, another thing to really consider is the back-end logistics that goes into this kind of thing. Because from a military standpoint, so much of it is logistics. Of all the guys in the military, there's a small fraction that actually would be considered combat arms, and everything else exists to support that. And in law enforcement, even that, it's like there's not that many cops, and there's a lot of support that goes around that. Now, in civilized society, when things are going well, we have hospitals and trauma centers, and we have power to keep that on. If something as crazy as like a solar flare happens, and all the grid gets shut down, there's no power, it kind of sets us back a bit, right? Well, those surgeons, they'll still have the know-how to do stuff, but they're not going to have maybe the electronic or the tech to really diagnose what's going on. I'm sure they could still get the job done when it comes to gunshot wounds. The idea of like directly going out there looking for a conflict would hopefully not be your goal, because that's a really bad idea. If you're like, all right, the world has ended, I'm going out and patrol with the buds. It's like, one, why? Why are you going out and patrol? Maybe, all right, say you are going out and patrol for whatever reason you are. You're wearing your body armor, you take contact. Say you catch around the plate, but you also get zipped up in the pelvic girdle or the stomach, and you catch rounds in the arm. What's the fastest you're gonna get back to a trauma center? Because one, you were out there looking for a fight. Two, yeah, your plate caught around, or two, or three, or four, or five, but you also got zipped up in the legs, the arms, the pelvic girdle, the stomach, and you're in really bad shape. And now your friends somehow won the gunfight, and they have to medevac you to what? Where do you go? Where are you going? What's your logistical infrastructure for all this taking place in your head, right? I know it's kind of like not the sexy stuff to talk about within the gun realm. Everyone loves to talk about the kit, the guns in the kit, the training. What are you doing out there to put yourself in harm's way to die off the rip? It's like, why are you in a rush to get yourself killed? Now, I know this may be like a how does this tie into body armor type thing, but it's like the why behind it. Like, why in the first place are you going out into danger? And yeah, you have body armor on, but clearly that's not the only thing that's going to save you. So I know I'm throwing a lot at you, right? I'm giving you a lot of like pros and cons, and there's a lot of applications for body armor. And of course, body armor is good.
Good. Good. It's gonna make me tougher, and it's gonna make us
stronger. But I'm really trying to get you to think that this is really a thinking man's game. There is so much more that goes into your survival than just having a really cool Gucci rifle and really cool Gucci kit. That's just a really small fraction. I would take so many other things in the back-end logistical situation. If you're like, hey, I'll give you the coolest rifle, the coolest gear, but you don't get this, this, and this. I'd say, no, I'll take the plain Jane, whatever you got, if I have those things, right? If I have a guaranteed food, if I had guaranteed water, if I had guaranteed medical support, guaranteed security with other guys that are like-minded and have good morals, I would take that over like, you get the new HK416D and you get Pano Knots. It's like, hey, that stuff's great until you're starving and you also have diarrhea and you can't control your bowel movements. Like, that stuff's cool until it's not. Okay, I know I've been rambling on about like the back-end logistics, and I'm also, I don't think I'm a qualified logistician, logistician. I don't think I'm a qualified guy for logistics, right? I understand how important they are, and there's probably even a lot that goes into that, right? Your supply chain. Bringing it back to like the fighting, right? A question I could pose is, yeah, you can wear armor, but would you rather take the weight of that armor and apply it to, say, even more ammo, right? If you're running 7.62 by 39, 5.45, 308, 5.56, would you rather carry a fighting load of 7 mags, 10 mags, 16 mags? Unless you're like that guy that finds the National Guard 40mm grenade launcher with a bandolier of 40mm HEDP that falls off the truck, pretty much all you have is your fighting rifle. And all you have to go with that is a lot of ammunition. And I think guys have in their head like, oh, I only need like 4 mags. That's good. But if we look at combat situations, we just take examples, if you look at even fighting in Ukraine, those guys aren't always just like, A-zone hit, A-zone hit, A-zone hit, T-box,
We had hundreds of people join the USCCA yesterday. So I'm here in
On that note, I need to get more magazines.
They're literally just dumping rounds to suppress into a trench or in the distance, keep heads down while their buddies maneuver. So if that's all you have between dying and winning, would you rather carry even more ammo and say, hey, this armor is great, but if I could keep heads down and maneuver more, would I go with that route? Or you could just carry all the weight and be like over encumbered like a Fallout character. You cannot move. Now, I think one of the reasons I've been thinking about this topic so much is because I've been personally thinking, what would I do in a highly catastrophic incident? Like we've talked about, high civil unrest / war, foreign invasion, some extreme level of catastrophe that's forcing people to become looters or raiders, where they're organizing and going out and conducting violence on what used to be their neighbors. Super duper extreme. I can't stress how extreme that would have to be. And I've been thinking, okay, I've been wargaming in my head, what would I do? And in my head, what I think I would do is band together with other like-minded individuals, set up security, and then focus on protecting our loved ones. I'm not trying to be the guy going out there kicking in doors and fighting for no reason. I'm trying to hold a piece of space, make sure it is safe, and if anyone comes that is trying to hurt me or my loved ones, then yeah, you would be dealt with lethal force. But ideally, you know, things would return back to normal and or set up my trade spice with the local guilds. I don't know, like, I've been thinking a lot about that, right? And it's kind of tough because in America, that super extreme level of catastrophe probably since maybe like Katrina.
George Bush doesn't care about black people.
In Katrina, that was pretty wild. And even in other instances, it seems like a lot of times, I think the good-natured American spirit can come out, where people can band together and say,
oh, God damn it, Kanye.
We can work together.
George Bush does not care about black people.
But going over like the scenario in my head, hopefully is one of those very...
George Bush doesn't care about black people. George Bush doesn't care about black people.
In Katrina, in that sense,
that dude looked at him like, what?
George Bush doesn't care about black people.
Look.
In Katrina, in that sense, even in other, probably since maybe like Katrina.
George Bush doesn't care about black people.
In Katrina, in that sense, was pretty wild. And even in other instances, it seems like the American spirit can come out.
God damn it.
Band together and say, hey, why would we try and kill each other when we can work together and work on, you know, getting through this, say, natural disaster. But going over like the scenario in my head, hopefully is one of those very highly unlikely things. But within the firearm space, it's one of those things I think we do think about. where you are so concerned about that extreme case. And then it boils down to your individual kit of like, oh, gee golly, do I really need this plate carrier? Do I really need this chest rig? Or what if I did both? Or what if I did this? And it's like, it's a small piece of the pie. And I think we do love the idea of body armor because no one wants to get shot. So if a plate can catch that, then that's good. So I know I've definitely talked a lot, and if there's anything to take away is that this is a thinking man's game. You need to think this through and then plan accordingly. And I'm saying that both chest rigs and other supporting kit is awesome. I'm also saying plate carriers and armor is awesome, but there is situations where some will shine over others. Like I'm saying, would I want to make a huge movement on foot wearing plate carriers and a ballistic helmet? No. If I was getting shot at, would I want to have that stuff on me? Absolutely. Wow, admin, thanks for wasting my time. I hope it's not that, but I hope there is something to glean away from this because I think it is one of those topics that always pops up, and I think for the guys,
God damn, his calves are fucking, his thighs are fucking huge.
What should I spend money on? Your money is a direct correlation of your life force. And then thanks for wasting my time. I hope it's not, hey, what do I do? Because ultimately they also have to spend money on this stuff. What should I spend money on? Your money is a direct correlation of your life force spent on something. So that is important. I don't think you can go wrong with a plate carrier that can hold mags. I don't think you can go wrong with a chest rig that holds mags. I just think you need to think this over. Even kit like this, right? I'm missing the helmet, but if you look at kit like this, I only have total on me if I had the rifle would be 5 mags, which to some guys may sound like a lot, but in the reality of a very bad situation is not that much ammo. It would go very quick. And then total, I only have 4 pistol mags on me, which to be fair, I feel like 4 pistol mags is a lot in this sense because I would rather have way more rifle ammo. If you're wondering, this kit definitely modeled after Christian Craighead's kit for his actions in Nairobi. I thought it was cool. I liked the handle down here. It's great until you have to lay down, then it kind of gets messed up. But it's an example of the type of kit that's very common amongst us gun guys, right? You have your belt line kit for holding your pistol, spare mags, other stuff. Then you have your plate carrier for holding other stuff as well. Other stuff, radio, IFAKs, grenades, and then your mags, right? It's an example. And you do have some storage on the back with the Cry AVS 1000 pack, so you could store more stuff back there. But to get back to it, you gotta like either need a helping hand or you have to take the entire thing off. Now, in the other
So in that instance, I carry an Everly stock Bandit.
end of the spectrum, we have a very plain Jane chest rig from Armored Research. Now, would this be my first go-to standalone chest rig? No, sorry, Mike, but I have some other chest rigs that I do love. But for how I'm using it in conjunction with the SCAR video that we're working on, I don't know if it's going to be out by the time this video comes out, but I've been using it with the SCAR H, and I'm holding in these 2 pockets, I can fit these double-stack SCAR 17 mags, which I think is kind of nice. Now, if I'm using an AR-15, easily double-stack, so I have 8 mags on my body. Or if you don't need 8 mags, hey, throw a radio pouch in here, or you could have spare mags in your assault pack. Right? This is a very, very comfy setup. And in comparison to what I was wearing with that big Cry AVS, with the belt on the bottom, if I wanted to throw a combat belt on, you could do that if you wanted to. You could have a pistol with you, or you could have a bunch more ammo. How I've been running this rig is in conjunction with Beltline kit. And I've been running this, and I plan to go over it on the second channel because I think it's neat and it's really nerdy, but I've been running it with Beltline kit. So the idea is you can carry just a bunch of 7.62 ammo or a bunch of 5.56 ammo. And other stuff such as water, a little bit of food, just like
Okay.
oil, and then some dude wipes in case you yourself, as well as other sensitive items like thermal night vision, binos, smoke grenades, other supporting kit that would really make a big difference. Now the chest rig itself, though it's very simple, I think it can accomplish a lot and it can keep you very comfy and not make you as fatigued. I know to my more experienced gun guys, a lot of this is like no duh, but to some of you newer guys, this could be some valuable insights and you don't have to go through the pain of spending money on it, and you can learn from either my mistakes or what I like and you can take away from that. So that's the why behind the video, is it's knowledge. And knowledge is power. Now, another option I think is very slept on, and it was pretty popular from what I could see in the early days of the Global War on Terror, right before the wide proliferation of like more standardized plate carriers, is what it seems like. Could be a little off, but I've seen a lot of photos where guys would have armor and they would stack some sort of chest rig over to some capacity. And I think this option is a really cool one, especially for how I see myself acting in a very extreme situation, right? If my goal is to defend a certain piece of space and I'm not doing a bunch of moving, I can still have a bunch of ammo on me and some level of ballistic protection. And that is just stacking kit on you. Because worst case, if you're just sitting there for hours on end, you don't need to be wearing your belt line kit. You could just, easily strip it and you still have some level of ballistic protection on you. Or you have it on if you need to do moving about your space. Now, in this situation, would I want to throw a Rucko on over this? Probably not. I definitely want to maybe pack up the plates because it's just a slick plate carrier from Haley Strategic on here, and you can do that option. I do like to give a lot of credit to Blue Gene Operator. He's definitely opened my eyes up a lot more. It's not a crazy new concept, but props to him for just like little workshop ideas too, talking about kit and such, and he likes the idea of stacking beltline kit over body armor, and it kind of got me down that pill. So I do like this idea a lot for how I would personally want to go about things. But, like I said, that may not be how you want to go about things. So it is still pretty heavy. You do feel a little bit constricted in that sense. And beltline kit, it's nothing new, man. You go back to like even, technically you can take it back to World War I, where guys were running belts in their cartridge belt. What we know of it today, you go up to the Vietnam era, I believe it's M1956 webbing, where we really start to see the white.
All right, let's see if this. I haven't heard any AI, which kind of makes me sad. We've been here for like 40 fucking minutes, and there are no AI that have spawned. And I am over it.
Negative. All birds are in the air. Negative. All birds are currently dispatched.
We're just gonna leave. Call it a night. Super short stream. Well, not super short, but still a shorter stream by like an hour and a half. Hour and 20 minutes short compared to what I would like to do. But my head's hurting and the game isn't cooperating to take my mind off of it, so we're just gonna call it here. Fuck.
Roger. Raven is in the air and heading to India 2.
Use of it would turn to Alice, and then that Alice kit would start to get phased out when we get into the Global War on Terror. Still around, but not as popular. Now it seems like guys are coming back to it. When we have the rise of the Pacific theater threat and the jungles, a lot of guys are like, maybe I want some jungle kit. I've seen footage of guys that are instructors at jungle schools, and they're like, oh, I rock an Alice rig for the jungle because the jungle is just so unforgiving. Yeah, I'm not wearing freaking armor in the jungle. So thankfully, in Arizona, there's no jungles. It does get really hot here, so it's a lot, man. It really is a lot, and I can't stress this enough. It is a thinking man's game. Thinking man game's buzzword for this video. Another thing I do like about this setup, it's a random tangent, is how low to the ground. Another thing I like about this setup, a random tangent, is how low to the ground you can get, especially with a slick carrier like this. If its only purpose is to hold armor, maybe you can stack some other stuff on the side, but that starts to also get rather congested. You can keep your silhouette to the ground nice and low. Even double stacking chest rigs, you can get raised up just a little bit. Not that bad, but with those big bulky plate carriers, if you're like double stacking mags on top of a plate carrier, getting low to the ground starts to get really hard. And if I'm getting shot at, I want to be essentially inside the earth. So since we are kind of like deep diving,
Fair enough, brother.
Really get more out of this, I would probably go with a different cummerbund, a more elastic one where I could stuff things inside of that cummerbund and also keep it really close to my body if I'm trying to keep my
Raven arriving shortly near your position.
They're not terrible
1 minute.
for stacking stuff onto. It's just I'd rather have the more elastic one because those feel like, okay, at least with the Velcro, stretch, stack it on. You can stick some more tourniquets, a radio, even smoke grenades, or even spare mags in here, and they can be pretty close to your body. Getting to them, not as ideal, but it's still an option. I find certain things getting to certain kit on me a little bit more restricted range of mobility with other pieces of kit. What I love about chest rigs is everything is right in front of you, so you can kind of see everything, feel everything where it's at, and getting into it super easy. So Like I said, this really is a rabbit hole, and I don't know if it's an ever-ending rabbit hole because you're just gonna keep going down that hole, dog. I don't really get too much into the prepping side of stuff. It's just not really my wheelhouse, even though it's really important stuff, I would say. Ultimately, what I'm trying to get at is that there is so much more that goes into
Watching this video makes me want to pull the rig off of my plate carrier and separate it so that I can wear the rig on top of the PC. Just for the abilities.
Sucks. I would square away auxiliary power, square away food, square away water before you really start to really get worried about my fighting kit, right? I know it's not a sexy answer. I know it's probably not what we want to hear, but also another thing I'll definitely square away is yourself. Are you physically even capable of, one, putting this stuff on and moving with it, and two, living in it? Because if you have to actually live in this gear for a long time, it's going to take a toll on your body.
Living in it
should I get body armor? Should I get a chest?
Would be annoying,
do both,
but I could do it.
Do all of it that you can afford within your means. I don't say put yourself into bankruptcy with it, but this stuff is important, but it's not the do-all, end-all. That means you're gonna survive now. Hey, you bought a plate carrier, yay, you get to survive the apocalypse, good for you. It's not that. There's a lot that goes into this, and it is truly a deep rabbit hole, but it's a rabbit hole.
I honestly believe that people should learn how to farm. Everybody should know how to grow food.
The better. You could be doing worse things and thinking about your own survival. Think, Annan, think. All right, that's it. I think
that's a premium thing there is
essentially like admin is losing his marbles out the flat range talking about kit, but I think it's an important discussion to talk about
admins being autistic about kit. Let's be honest.
Also, drones exist now, so your body armor may be cool until someone drops a frag grenade on you from somewhere you didn't expect. Okay, bye.
Fuck you.
Patreon is an excellent way to...
Fuck you. I didn't need to hear that part. I didn't need to hear that part.
Get ready. 30 seconds.
Your body armor might be cool until somebody drops a frag grenade on you in the fucking trench. God damn it. God damn it. Only admin, bro. Only admin. Why is this dude still stabbing? Hello, brother. Where are you going? Why are you naked? It does. It works.
Shit. I never thought it worked. No, I died down near Fort North or wherever the fuck it is.
Ah, Nerith. Gotcha. So he's gonna go naked to go and get his kit. Alright. Alright, brother. Good luck on that, dog. Unlock tactical t-shirt and jeans. Yeah, nah, hard pass. And pentagons. Ugh. Yep. Gunny. I don't want that shit. Don't want that either. go. Alright, guys. I am going to call it there. Just because I have a headache and I don't feel like sitting in the fucking woods waiting on AI to spawn. I appreciate everyone that stopped by, and I hope to see you again tomorrow. Everyone have a good night and a good day tomorrow.